Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, and you want to be a little careful here because we got the Fed coming, right? So what we do have here is on the SPY, the inside day to the upside. That's a 2-1-2 reversal as we know it right now. So we got a lot of things that are inside day to the upside. However, a lot of things gapped too. So we prefer to open flat. Why? We like to open in here because we're going to have guys have stops here and here and trigger them. When you gap, that might be it. So we'll see what the Fed does here and if they can hold this to the upside. Right. So right now you can see SPY on the 60, 2 up, 2 down, and slight 2 up. Just kind of stuck in here as we can expect as we're waiting for the Fed. If we go to QQQ. And Q's another doji on the day, another slight gap over the inside day, right? Once again, 2 up, 2 down, and 2 up. So firming up a little bit is the Q's. Just like I said, we're going to be on a little bit of a holding pattern here until we get J-Power on the mic. If we go to the diamonds. The diamonds were not an inside day and a slight gap to the upside, right? And once again, futures kind of stuck in here in small cappers. Here on the inside day, and you can see that they tick up, and that's it, right? Just kind of stuck in here. So another thing that we want to know about is like we would have preferred to open flat and then start moving, but we knew we were going to have the Fed coming, and so you'll hear me talk about time frame continuity, and that's why we look at all the direction from the opening of the month, the week, the day, and the 60. So another thing that we want to throw in the mix there is called event continuity. And what that means is I want to know what direction the price is traveling when the Fed makes an announcement, right? That's important. So at 2 o'clock Eastern, we'll see what they want to say. We got J-Power right after that. But that's an important level because if you've ever been in a stock that had good news and started tanking, that's something I'd want to know about. So we want to know that direction. Where are we when the Fed news comes out? That's going to be another important thing going forward. One of the themes we've had, and it's Wednesday, so crude can't be stopped. Right here, and here's when I say triangle layout on the daily, here it is. Stop them out. 2-2 reversal yesterday. Now these three become an outside bar of that. Crude still on the move here, right? Giving us that big outside weaker we're looking for. Backed up to get ahead of steam, and off she goes inside on the 60 right now. And of course, that's all those XLE names that we've been talking about forever, albeit XLE stalls out here on the daily so far. But we got our outside week. That's what we're looking for, all right? And that's going to be, the usual suspects, your Chevrons, your Exxons, outside weeks, all of that kind of stuff. And all that Exxon backing off. How about Oxy? Oxy's still good inside on the 60 here and gave us the outside week. And then what you can look for is one of these things is not like the other. Emerald Hess. Ow. Emerald Hess coming in. Potential outside day to the downside. Right? So that's something I'd want to know about too. You got, like we said yesterday, we had them buying them across the board. And then you come in today and they're up a little bit, but just kind of stalling out. Crude's up off the number, but then you start coming down. That's something I'd want to know about because you're potentially an outside day. All right, so Emerald Hess in a little bit of trouble here to start off the day. If we go to GameStonk, GameStonk waking up here. GameStonk having a nice little morning. And like a lot of things, probably inside 60 now, but you can see that nice 60-minute bar here. Potentially the outside week, and we're always looking to see if we can get that. So we'll see. If you look at the daily, you'll see this. The lower lows, now the higher highs. That's your lower level broadening formation. So when it started ripping through here, we're looking to take these guys out. Hopefully you can get more out of it, like up into here to get that outside week. But we'll see. Memes can be, up and down. So we'll see. If we go to Draftkings. Draftkings waking up here too. This thing's been beaten pretty hard. Right? Not an inside day, but coming back up, following through. With the continuity on the week for, once again, potential the outside week, right? And then you get your inside 60 here. Yep, 212. And now opening a new 60. We'll see if we can get the outside week out of that. SMH waking up here a tad, and you can see this here, the inside day, and back up, 212 reversal, right? And then just went inside and up on the 60. Right, so starting to fight back as the SMHers, holding this slight gap higher. We'll see how that goes. AVGO. Having a nice little day here, just kind of running here a bit. Let me see, move this down to a 30 here. All right, so you can see here, if you go to a 30 minute, how'd you get in on this? Gapped up here. 2 up, 2 down. There's your broadening formation, higher high, lower low, and then your 2-2 reversal on the 30, and off she goes. Boom. That's how you get in on something like that. And you got some distance for an outside week. That would be nice. If you go to LRCX, and LRCX, inside on the 30 and back up with your SMHs, inside day, and so you can see this, gapped up a little bit, but then travels through here to stop them out. Question, you going to be strong enough for this. Watch all those SMHs together going forward, and we'll see. And then once again, 2 up, 2 down, and boom. These two guys are going to become an outside bar of that. If you go to AMAT, once again on the 60, pokes down, 2, 2, 2. Off she goes on the inside day to the upside. If we go to MU, inside day to the upside after an inside 60, the 2-1-2 continuation there. All right, so already an outside month, but oftentimes the time frame continuity gets negated when you have an outside bar, right? When the lower time frames are all green. The reason is, if they're willing to pay up and sell down on an outside bar, they might do it again. And if they're going to do it again, that's when the weekly's green, the 60's green, and the daily's green, and you got your signal here to see if that continues. If we go to KLAC, outside bar, we're taking out both sides. Inside day, 3-1-2 to the upside, right? It hits its magnitude by taking that out. Once again, there's your outside month, and you can see that's broadening formation clear as day on the weekly. Lower lows, higher high, now coming back through it, right? Because we've seen something like that in MA a lot. There's that weekly broadening formation, MA, having a nice little inside day to the upside. So we'll see how that goes going forward. Q's coming up here now a little bit. Q's were lagging, but then the SMH picks up. There's your 2-2-2 on the 60. So a lot of things did that, right? So right now still inside day to the upside. And NVIDIA, inside month to the downside, but now coming back and being countered by the weekly, the 60, and the inside day to the upside. So SMH is trying to pick up a little steam. A lot of things are going inside day to the upside. Costco here, inside day, 2-1-2 reversal, right? Potential outside week. You can keep an eye on that with the retail. If we go to LRN, and Shenaniganer gaps up. Now you got mother bar problems. You're stuck in here on the 60. But we'll see if we can get out of that, just holding its gap up right now so far. NVIDIA, SOX going to the highs, Q's going to the highs, MU going to the highs, AMAT going to the highs, AVGO all going to the highs right now. Semis. If we go to SRRA, gap up yesterday, and then just kind of sit there, and some people stay on those gappers for more than a day. And off she goes, and if you're looking here on the 30, you can see this down in here. There's your 2-2 reversal. 2 down, 2 up. Inside for the continuation, the 2-1-2 continuation, now inside on the 30, SRRA. If we go to UPST, and Upstart, just having a nice little day here, walking up a bit. You can see this, walking up a bit here, had that inside 30 and then a slight poke down, I believe. Yep, there's your RevStrat 30 right here to start the day. And off she goes. And once again, you're always looking for the potential of an outside bar because we know they exist. Here's a potential outside week to the upside, countering that monthly. If we go to NVAX, so not doing much on the daily, but had a nice little morning, and so you can always watch these together to see if they're going to be doing anything. BNTX, still trying to fight back a little bit in Moderna. If we had weakness, it started off as China. You got Baba coming down, and this was in the video last night. You got the 2 down, the 2 up, shooter counters hammer, and boom. We're looking for this to take this out. So these become an outside bar of that, below 115.32, right? So Baba's still in some trouble, but maybe outside month to the downside. PDD, also same setup. Hammer, shooter, boom, and it hits magnitude. These became an outside bar of that, and your hopes is it gets even worse because you got this reversal in the week. 2 up, 2 down reversal on the week PDD. If we go to Boeing, and Boeing, already an outside day, so it did its magnitude, now just kind of sitting here. But, on the monthly, it had that 3-2-2 up, but then gets countered. Comes right back down after this 2-2 reversal shooter day, and back down she goes. If we go to W day, and W day, one of the few, the proud, taking out yesterday's lows, right? So we want to keep an eye on, always watching that relative strength and weakness, and now you got an inside 60 to keep an eye on in this thing. And if it goes down, you got full time frame continuity to the downside, you got an inside weak to the downside. You can always watch that with service now, which not participating in that, so we'll see. If we go to F5, and F5, inside 60, just on a gap down. So you always want to be aware of that 2-2 reversal month and having a rough week here. Hit a bunch of magnitude by taking these things out, but we'll see. If you go to NAVI, all sorts of problems here. Inside day to the downside, right? Full time frame continuity ever since this reversal on the weekly. 2 up, 2 down, and bam, and down she goes. And so you got this, then you got the chop shop, and then boom, measured move dump. NAVI, we can keep an eye on that going forward. If you had that on the radar, you would have gotten this 30, inside 30 to the downside. Right now, Riven running. What's going on here? Riven coming up here. Riven as I speak. Inside day to the upside. Riven coming back through all this kind of stuff. Big distance to be an outside week. Right now, whatever's going on there, she's running. If we go to Progressive, and Progressive now stuck in here on these 30s and 60s. It did its job. And so this is one of the things we're watching for depending on the reaction to the Fed. Inside day, gaps up, but that was it. And then boom. So now you're going to see something like this here on your daily Progressive. Right? Takes care of business. There's your daily broadening formation. Your 3-1-3 puke. Right? Gives you the outside week. But if they did it once, pay up and sell down a bunch of times, they might do it again. Now trying to go inside 60. We can watch that with the Fed and see how that goes. Costco going to the highs as I speak. TEL here, another puker, but we'll see. Inside that's 60, but it's one of the few, the proud, the inside days to the downside. If you go to Disca, another outside day. But if you pull this out, you're going to see this. This is why I usually have a lot of time frames up, so I can see, what's going on here? So I can see a bunch of different things. Let's go here and see what happens. There you go. Now you can see this broadening formation here in Disca and trying to race back down through here, so we can keep an eye on that. Stocks going to the highs. J-Pow coming. Q's on the highs, so we'll see how it all goes. But try and stick with themes. Always see if there's a group that's all moving together, like simultaneously, and I talk about that all the time right now. It's SMH. All right, that's going to do it for today. Waiting on a J-Pow. I'm Rob Smith. Strat Time Report.